We're in the midst of giving season. The holidays are a wonderful time where generosity fills the air. When it comes to giving, it doesn't always have to be material things or a monetary value. Consider giving the gift of time. Volunteering not only helps the community and others, but it can also provide many health benefits for your mental and physical well-being. Hi everyone, I'm Daniela Contreras. I'm here with Enloe Volunteer Coordinator Heather Harris to talk about the benefits of volunteering. Thank you so much, Heather, for being here today.
Of course.
So let's start with what are some of the health benefits, mental and physical, that volunteering has?
Well, by volunteering, a person is becoming more physically active. So in that, one can lower their blood pressure. It's a great stress reducer. Studies show that people who volunteer actually have lower rates of anxiety, depression, loneliness, and actually even lower rates of dementia than people that do not volunteer. Yeah.
That's so interesting. So I was just gonna follow up with what are some of the other just benefits in general, not necessarily physical or mental?
Some of the other benefits are the social benefits. So as we get older, oftentimes our social circle gets smaller. We spend our lives working and raising our children, and then as we get older, maybe we don't have as much going on socially. So it's a really great way to socialize, a great way to meet other people, to expand your social network. It's also really great for people maybe who want to just see if they're interested in working in healthcare. So we get a lot of college students that are contemplating going into healthcare, as well as learning new skills. Some of our volunteers, they come in and they learn entirely new skills. So that's really fun for them.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, because definitely as we grow older, it's definitely harder to make friends.
Absolutely.
And what are some of the anecdotes that you hear from our Enloe volunteers? Like, do they tell you fun stories?
They tell me lots of fun stories. The fun thing about our volunteers is they're all really friendly with each other. They socialize outside of volunteering. They love being a part of Enloe. They love giving back. When COVID hit and all the volunteers left for a while, seeing them all come back as a group and talk about how much they missed each other. And I was speaking with one of our volunteers the other day who was talking about, if I didn't come here, I would just be sitting at home on my couch. So this gives me something fun to do. I've gotten to know so many, not only other volunteers, but our staff, especially if they volunteer in the gift shop, having all of our staff come in and out. So they love it.
That's amazing. That's so good to hear. And for an organization this size, the size of Enloe, how many volunteers do we need?
We need probably about 250 volunteers,
Wow.
I would say. It's quite a few. We have volunteers all over the place.
Mm-hmm. And then what can someone expect volunteering at Enloe?
Well, I think that what someone can expect when they volunteer here is a feeling of community, of being a part of something that they find meaningful, a very supportive staff on our end, trying to match up what someone really finds meaningful to them and working with them to find something that they really enjoy.
Do people need to have a healthcare background to volunteer here at Enloe?
Absolutely not. So we do have a significant amount of volunteers that are previous healthcare workers, but many of our volunteers, they come from all different backgrounds. We have business owners, ranchers, a lot of former teachers is another one.
Wow.
So all different. You definitely do not have to have any sort of healthcare background at all.
That's great. And if someone's interested in volunteering here at Enloe, what do they need to do? How can they get started?
Well, they can get started by going onto Enloe's website and looking at the different volunteer opportunities that we have. We have many different volunteer opportunities. There is an application process. So once they find something that they really think would be meaningful to them, they can apply. It does require 2 letters of recommendation. That can be from a coworker, a friend, a teacher, former teacher, that just basically talks to their suit for that position. And then from there is an interview. And then there's orientation. We do have a health screening and that, those sorts of things.
Perfect. So that was going to lead to my next question. So the requirements are basically 2 letters of recommendation and then follow the steps as they guide you through them.
Absolutely.
Perfect. And as a volunteer, do you get to choose which area you volunteer at?
Absolutely. We work very hard to try to match people up with whatever it is that they would like to do. So they choose where they're going to volunteer. We have volunteers in different areas here at our other Enloe sites. They get to choose where they volunteer.
And how about hours? Do they get to choose how many hours they put into, or?
Yes. So we have many different ways people put in for their hours. Some of our placements, they're self-selecting when they want to come in. Some are set, but even those set placements, they're choosing the day, the time.
Right, so it's very flexible.
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect. That's really good. Then they can just set up their own schedules.
Within reason, yes.
Right,
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
Of course, within parameters. Okay, and then what can you tell us briefly what sort of opportunities we have here available at Enloe?
We are recruiting for guest services volunteers, mother baby. We have our spiritual support program, patient ambassadors, the gift shop. The gift shop is a really fun placement because it's the only placement that people can work in pairs. So if someone had a friend that they really enjoyed spending time with, they can work together in the gift shop, which is really nice. Hospice and palliative care, and even more than that.
So do we have any opportunities for people who don't want to make a long-term commitment?
We do have opportunities for people who maybe they don't want to have a weekly set shift.
Got it.
So they want to just do it periodically. We have project and event volunteers. So an example of that would be we just had our holiday preview in the gift shop, and some of our volunteers, they spent time baking cookies.
Oh, great.
An event would be, for example, the Enloe golf tournament.
Oh,
We
perfect.
have volunteers that come out and volunteer at that, and that's a lot of fun.
Wow, that sounds really good. Is there anything else that you would like to add that I didn't ask you?
I just want to say that we have so many wonderful volunteers here and amazing opportunities. So if someone is interested, I hope that they reach out to us and we'll help them figure out what it is that they'd like to do with us.
Perfect. This is the perfect time for that. Thank you so much for being here again.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's discussion, be sure to catch Enloe's podcast, Health Matters. We placed a link to it in the comments field. Goodbye for now.